Welcome to the I Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Dovston and great to have you with us for our weekly overview for the week commencing the 18th of January 2021. Unbelievable that here we are and we've already passed the threshold of the middle of January and we are barreling our way to February. How time flies. If you've not yet done so, go and check out the January overview because the one changing line we have for January matures round about now. So it'll be really interesting for you to go and check that out if you've not yet done so. Or perhaps go and recheck it, re-engage with what January is asking us to pay attention to. And that changing line that's wanting to get our attention. Where we feel sad that someone hasn't come to our well to fish, to draw energy and vital resources. Okay, so last week we had 52 keeping still, realizing that we need to calm, stabilize, bring things to a close, meditate, calm and focused, and that we had to put down a compulsion to take action before we take an action, something that was not yet of the right time, just to stop and pause, and realizing that we can't stop other people around us rushing in where angels fear to tread. We have to take responsibility for stopping when we need to stop, but we can't help others around us who can't help themselves. And also, once again, 2 weeks in a row, focusing our power through a central idea, rallying all our energy and reserves and driving through like a kung fu master our energy because we are absolutely focused and precise. Now this week, we have a locked hexagram and we have our friend Hexagram 18 work on what has been spoiled back again. So our last hexagram weekly for 2020 was this hexagram locked 18, work on what has been spoiled. And here it comes again. So whatever we didn't finish in the last week of the year, now's the chance because we're being asked to root out corruption, chaos, the weeds in our garden. I spoke in that previous episode, and it is worthwhile going back over it again, of thinking about corruption in our lives in a multifaceted different way. And this is what this week is asking us to pay attention to in rooting out the negative forces that are holding us back. Now, there might be physical negativity, in other words, chaos in our home, in our lives, mess, disarray, admin, which I had to deal with. Anything where there's chaos, well, the energy will really struggle to manifest because there's so much chaos. Nature abhors chaos. It wants to manifest through order. So this week, order in the physical, order in the emotional. Where are the old issues from the past, emotionally or mentally, that we have to deal with? Old patterns. I spoke about our parents and how we take on these kind of built-in, baked-in belief systems and habits because we've inherited them. They're almost the corruption of the matrix, and we have to actually go and root out and pull out the things that are no longer relevant, that are actually now harmful to us, that don't protect us, they actually harm us, and get rid and root that out. This is the quintessential weeding of the garden. I've spoken about that many times. And so this week, it's come back because perhaps we didn't do enough last time. Perhaps there's more to do, another layer of cleaning out to do. The energy is with us this week to get stuck in and actually get joy in tidying up the garden. Getting started with that kind of thing is always the hardest part. We're going to spring clean your cupboards or throw away clothes or give things away and clear things out. The start is always awful. And there's a first phase where it gets a lot worse before it gets better. Your bed is full of clothes or the kitchen is full of stuff on every counter before you start getting a sense that you're clearing out and releasing the energy. So just expect when you get stuck into weeding that garden, whatever that symbolically means for you in your business and your personal life, it first gets worse before it gets better, and just persevere. But once you start, there's a sense here that you get the energy to do more because it starts to feel good when you see things in that big black bags of things you've thrown away, of things that are released from your energy, released from your business and your life. It starts to really build up momentum. And that is what this week is asking us to do. Root out the corruption that we tolerate and accept in our life and in our businesses. What is going on in your business? Is there a process of controls missing in your finances where you actually have fraud and you have issues going on, you had no idea what's happening? Get stuck in and understand what is going on. Pull out those weeds. So, short and sweet for this week because it's a repeat. I'd really encourage you to listen to the episode from the last week of 2020 because you might hear other things that I haven't covered in this episode. But wishing you well with that weeding. It might be hard to get going. I'm going to tackle my admin again and do another layer of cleaning out and getting myself organized because I know that if I do that, I attract new energy into a space that's orderly. And I trust that you will work with me and we'll get stuck into the chaos in our lives this week and get it sorted. So many spring cleaning energies and blessings for you this week, and love to hear how you have done this week on your spring cleaning. Leave a comment, share, like, and of course subscribe if you are new to the channel. It'd be great to have you with us on our weeklies and our monthly dips into I Ching and how we can maximize the flow of change in our lives. Thank you so much for being with me, and I'll see you soon.